Welcome to another episode of There's Insurance for That, your number one destination for all things around the topic of insurance. We are your hosts. I am Nate Brown.
And I'm Edwin Moreno, and today we will be talking about what keeps us in the insurance industry.
Yes, yes. I think
We
was it
were,
our first pod that we talked about how do we get into the
how
industry?
do we get, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah,
it's
yeah.
what is keeping us in, what keeps us going. That's an interesting topic because we've been in the game for some years now, man. Um, I
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just finished a
yeah. I
decade.
mean, what? I mean, at least so combined, we've been in the insurance industry at least like 25 plus years, like combined,
Yeah,
right? So we got almost 30 years of experience together,
it's crazy.
which is powerful. That's a very that's powerful amount of experience on one here on this platform.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, like I like the topic of like what keeps us in it. A little bit what we were talking, I mean, what we were talking about earlier was like, you know, the carriers. I mean, I
right.
want to know more about your end on that because I don't really some carriers that I have on the PNC side have certain incentives. Um, but not so much like trips and like stuff like there's certain things that like your carriers
Oh
offers
yeah,
that I don't that I'm not really like I mean I
I
like to
didn't
know
mention
like huh?
that. I forgot all about that part.
I mean
That's a big, that's a big part.
I
Um,
figured
yeah. I know I've traveled more in the insurance business than with anything else. So let's talk about that. Carriers. Carriers is definitely one of the reasons why that, not that I have, no, I'm not. I do have some of my favorite. I have my favorite go-to carriers. And I'll be honest, like
I
right now,
really
I'm trying to um write a few more cases with Mutual Trust Life, for example. Shout out to Mutual Trust Life. Why? Because their next paid company trip is in Argentina. I want to go. I've never been. I've never been. And company paid trips are awesome because they honestly they make sure that it's you learn some things. Of course, it's going to be educational moments, but they also spare no expense. So they cover everything, and you have a great time. So
yeah
like, why
yeah
would I
well
not be?
they let you take someone like you get to take your like you get to take your
Yeah,
family with you
you take your
like
family,
you get to
new
take or your
experiences.
wife or your partner like you get to take your partner with you
Yeah,
which is
absolutely. So
yeah
that's cool. I mean, who doesn't like a free trip? I mean, it's not free, you work your butt off for it, but I
right
mean, you get to go different places, new experiences, new things, but they're also really good carriers. I know we were talking before we started recording on like another thing that keeps me in the game is like the helping people. You know what I mean? And some of these carriers, I mean, I pride myself on having good A-rated carriers. You know what I mean? And just some of the information, the helping people is the part, probably the biggest part that keeps me going because even times that I want to quit, I'll get a call from somebody, hey, don't you do this? And I'm like, yeah, I do. You know what I mean?
wow
And to put people, I mean, I'm in my 40s now, so peace of mind is priceless. Like to understand that you've set up your finances in a way that really gives you no worries. You're like, hey, I am good in my retirement or something like that. Like we were talking about some of the carriers like Lincoln Financial, like Silac, some of these companies that have great retirement products, fixed index annuities. For those who don't know, fixed index annuities, you may have a 401k or something at your job. That's cool. But if you're able to roll that into a fixed index annuity, you are, without a shadow of a doubt, going to be in a better financial situation in the next 5 to 10 years. Period.
right
Like I
right
will, that's that's a no-brainer if you
right
understand what they do. You
right
have peace of mind, you participate in market gains, none of the losses. You're
right
taxed only on some of the growth that happens, and it's a very cool mathematical equation how they factor that out so they're not taking a arm and a leg out of your retirement income. Um, And I always say that that part hits near and dear to me because the lack of that information has hit home. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't in the industry when my parents were in a position to talk retirement. You know what I mean? So I've seen two people work very hard and retire right under the or right at the poverty line based on Social Security income. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, what you guys had in your 401ks without the information, you use it just to get by versus using it to put in a situation that would make your retirement so much more financially comfortable. So that right there hits home. And I said,
Yeah.
whoa, who else can I help not help not go through that? You know what I mean? And so that is something that is really, really cool. So that's another thing that keeps me in the game. So the products, helping people, the vacations and the trips that come along with production is very, very cool.
Yeah.
Um, and honestly, the freedom, like there is a certain element of freedom that comes with being an insurance agent. You
Right.
know, our clients make our schedule pretty
Right.
much, and
Right.
it pays in a way on either end, whether you're property and casualty and you're building up, income, or if you're, on the life side and you kind of tend to get some pretty high commissions that have done right, it kind of frees up some time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're able to, make the kids basketball games and sporting events. And there's times where I could be a present father, for certain things where I know if I was working 11 to 7 or 9 to 5. I'm missing out on everything. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I'll be paying bills, but I won't be present. And I value that as well. So there are certain freedoms that come along with the industry, but I don't want anybody to get misconstrued. Like we work.
Well, they come. Well, I was gonna say. I mean, it's
We
funny you
work.
say that. It's no. It's funny. It's funny you say that because literally the thought in my mind while you were saying that was those freedoms come at a cost.
Hmm. Yes.
Like those freedoms come at a cost, and like I'll speak for myself, and I'm sure you relate to this, Nate. Like the cost is the stress of like needing to close an account to make sure we get paid the
Yeah.
next month or the next
Yeah.
like whenever cycle, whatever the commission cycle is, because something folks need to think about is we get paid based on when the carrier decides to pay, right? So,
Yeah.
and then sometimes the client decides not to pay, so now the carrier has to take our money away, right? Because they're like, yo, we didn't get paid, so you can't get paid either, homie. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think this is? And so that's something that I believe is really just important for people to recognize that this is a great business. It provides
Yeah.
so many freedoms, and you have to like be able to understand that when you're in this, there's gonna be lows. You're gonna feel those low. You feel those lows even more because you have the freedom to feel the lows.
Yeah.
You have the time and the space to
For
feel the
real.
lows. Because it's like sometimes I think about it too, man. I think about like it would be so easy to. I think about it this way, and 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 you may whoever's watching this, you can leave comments like if you're working a 9 to 5 or an 11 to 7 or whatever your schedule is, like graveyard shift. Like I want to just make sure you understand that I have respect for your position, for what you do, and how you're providing for your family. And at the
Absolutely.
same time, I do have the thoughts come across. Is that route going to be easier? And then I recognize it's not going to be easier because there's sacrifices that I'm making there too. And so I think at this for me, it's been like sticking, like really appreciating that, you know what? Like what you said, man, like I like the time, I like the space that I have. Like it really it keeps me in the position of producer, of salesperson, of like being out there to generate business, like being in sales. Be
Yeah.
because I believe being in sales provides you a lot more freedom, you
It
know?
does. It does. Like, for example, I'll be very transparent. After this pod, I got about an hour after that where I'm going to be calling leads. I'm running Facebook ads. People are chiming in, but guess what? I have to call them. So it's not like I just wake up and yeah, I'm just free. But no, I work. I'm going to spend an hour calling people back, scheduling appointments, leaving voicemails, sending text messages, and then guess what? I got another hour scheduled later on this evening to do the same thing all over again because you may not, they may be at work right now. So it's a part of a grind. And then when you do have an appointment, I'm on Zoom for 45 minutes to an hour, educating people on, what they think they may want. I'm doing an assessment like where are you financially? Let's take a snapshot of where you're at and let's talk about your goals, your financial goals, your retirement goals, your business goals. So we work. I honestly feel like I work more hours for myself than I would at a 9 to 5. I wear many hats. You're the
I
agent, the
agree.
marketer, the secretary, the admin. So don't
I
get it
agree.
misconstrued. It sounds sexy. I work for myself, but oh, we work.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
work.
yeah, constantly,
So, but
constantly.
I appreciate it makes you see business in another stratosphere and it makes you respect it a
And that's
lot.
what keeps me, I'll speak about what keeps
Yeah.
me in the PNC business. And that's a part of it, is that I meet so many different business owners.
Mm,
Like I meet so many different, bro,
yeah.
and they're all in the grind. Like they're all like in their own way. If they're
Yep.
business owners and they're getting insurance for their business, they're in the grind. Because
Facts.
you know what I mean? Because it's like they're at the other, bro. There's a lot of businesses out there running around, no insurance at all. And they're like, nothing's happened to me. I don't need it. And then I hear them complain that they're not growing. But it's like
Mm,
if you don't have a foundational this country, insurance is one of the products that it kind of like revolves around. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
insurance is it's a big tool that like moves this economy.
Absolutely.
So, you know what I mean? Like as life insurance, business insurance, all the above. And so if you're a business and you care enough about, okay, this is my product, I want to protect my product, and I want to protect anyone that is in contact with my product. I think you kind of like what I've noticed at least is like your business just elevates to another level,
Yeah.
because like you have like, and you could also, for example, a contractor that wants to go into a condo building to do a job needs to provide proof of insurance.
Yeah. Big time.
So a contractor that wants to grow their business could just get a policy and then go to every condo building and say, hey, look, here's my insurance policy. I'm covered. Can I be one of your preferred contractors on your list in case anyone has like some type of issues? Or could I leave my
Hey,
card here? So there's a way to utilize. So that's what keeps me in like in this industry is that excitement of like, oh, I'm always learning something new. I'm always learning about new businesses. I'm always like learning about new people, like how people operate and it teaches me how I can do better in my business
yeah.
you know
Yeah.
like like how I can do better like at home even, bro. Like I meet business owners that are like their business is everything and they're never with their family,
Yep.
you know and
Yeah.
it- and, and I'm like okay, that's not I see that example. That's not how I want to live.
Nah.
That's not
Nah.
that's not how I want to live. So let me make sure that I prioritize like time with my family. Like let me make sure that that's clear in my conversations with like this agency. I mean, again, like I had my own agency, I sold the agency. Now I sell under the agency that purchased my agency. But like we also like we communicate clearly with each other and we have a good relationship of like, the business that I'm bringing in and what I can do to be more involved, what is needed of me if I am
Yeah.
more involved, like what does that look like being very clear. And if that conflicts with my schedule, I'm gonna be honest about it. So then we got to figure something else out. So like I'm open to like these kinds of how do I say like these different kinds of conversations, and at the same time,
Experience. Yeah.
I have the freedom to have them, man. Like I have the freedom to have them like that, like this. like yeah, so I'm really appreciating. And then the people part, something you said, I just want to like I really like
People.
educating people, man. Like when someone with a business is like, oh, hey, look, I'm trying to do this, this, and this. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, you need this policy, this here. We got to get this. Let's get this business insurance. And then this is what you could give to the state so that way they see, and then they could give you a license. Like those kinds of conversations, people are like, oh my goodness, okay, this is great. And seeing people grow their business is so rewarding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I bet it's kind of like you when you see people's accounts grow, like their money's growing, and you're like, oh, this is
Yeah.
cool. Like this person is consistent. Like,
Or even, what is it? Maybe January, February this year, markets tanked. They took a hit. And one of my clients from like a year or two called me, says, "Hey man, I'm watching the news. I'm seeing all this. Markets go bad. My money's good, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, you have a fixed index annuity." I said, "Remember, zero is your hero. If the markets go negative 15 right now, you're still floating at 0.25, brother. You're not missing anything. Like, so the
wow.
worst possible scenario, your money's safe." He was like, "Oh man, I just need to hear you say it. I needed to hear you say it." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, you're in a good product, man." Like stuff like that. That lets me know because there's somebody. I never forget one of my buddies. I won't say his name. We were in when 2008 happened. His father was so depressed. I mean, he was depressed to the point he was like feeling suicidal
Wow.
because he saw his nest egg crumble to pieces. And it was like, you don't understand. This is my life's work, and I'm due to retire in 3 years. And I just
Oh,
everything implode down to the dirt, and it's
oh
not
man.
going to climb back up again. And I wasn't in the industry then, but I know people who had a fixed index annuity were like, "I'm good. Whew, I'm okay.
Right, right,
Good
right, right.
time." And so just knowing that there are products out there that perform this way and that we can help people take advantage of that, that right there is something that I want to be a part of that. I want to be in the industry. And again, whether it's forever, or I might, do other things later on in life, but to know that I've helped a slew of people, sprinkled around the country, make sure that they are educated on products that can change their financial trajectory in life, gives me, a good feeling. And again, salute to, businesses have to have, whatever you got to do. If you restaurant, whatever, warehouses, you got to do that. But I do know personally, I feel a different kind of reward with my work, with this kind of work, than I would just like, you know, doing just a menial task every single day that I didn't see the benefit of what it was. I didn't see how it impacted people. Like here,
Mm,
we're on the front lines. I am the direct correlation between the carrier and you. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Putting yourself in a situation that's going to benefit you and your family. So I like being in that on that front line in that area versus, you know, the opposite.
No,
Whatever.
yeah. Well, I want to touch on that because in the insurance industry, like there are underwriters, there are like office staff,
Yeah.
quote intakers, cold callers, managerial staff, um, HR. I mean, the insurance industry has the corporate nine to
Structure.
five
Yeah.
structure within it. And
Yeah.
so, and I like what you said because it's like you want to be in the like you just choose to be in the front lines. And I think
Yeah.
it's important. I think that's really good. I mean, for me, it's like a message that I'm capturing of like just like know what you're good at, right? And like and embrace what you're good at and keep enhancing those skills because some people might be caretakers. Like some people might be like, I just want to take care of people. Like I don't really want to go
Yeah.
out, I don't want to go meet new people. I don't want to like I just want to take care of people that come in. And then I think those people are more like 9 to 5, like come in, like, but it's like embrace that. And I think there's a way companies, at least for me, man, like I think a lot about like as I'm building a business, how do I want like the business to be? How do I want people within the company to be? Like what do I want to matter, right? Like does family matter? Like does like time off matter to me? Like
Mm.
how like like just like all those things that it's like I'm all against authority, but I want to be an authority. So it's like I also like I don't know, I also want to like have have empathy towards that part of like, okay, cool. Like I also don't want to be the person that's like, well, you got to be here all the time, like
Yeah.
because I don't want to be there all the time. So,
Man, you know what it is? What at least what I've seen, um, recognition, man. Like
hmm,
like giving public recognition to the people who are in the shadows. You know what I mean? Like you, I mean, it could be the front desk person who's been there for 3 years, 13 years, and let them call out sick for 2 or 3 days. You'd be like, what the heck is happening in the lobby? Oh my God. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like you make sure you show a way to value these people, you know what I mean, publicly among, because, if not, because sometimes, if your culture isn't there within your company, you'll feel like you'll be silent quitting. You'll be like, I'm here again. I'm going to answer the phone,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
underwrite
yeah,
policies,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. But when you understand, like, it's an army. Like when I understood like the structure of the army, or of combat, when it's like either Marines
Were you
or
in the military? Were you in the
no,
military?
I wasn't. I just got
Okay.
a lot of grandfathers and friends who've been in different branches, so they kind of I understood the roles that they all
I get
played.
military vibes from you. That's why I wanted to
Oh,
ask.
nah,
I
nah, I'm
wasn't
not.
sure. I
I'm not.
wasn't sure if
But
you were in the military.
nah. But I can relate to a lot of things though, because like I'm like the Marine. We go out there and really, really go out there. Like, prior to 9/11, COVID, I mean, we were in people's houses. They're smoking
Right.
cigarettes. They got roaches going around, and whatever it is, we're in there trying to write policies and connect them to the carriers. But without the underwriting staff and the all the other people in place, nothing would happen. Like all the supports, you know what I mean? Like we can go do that all we want. We can bring them to business, but you need all those supportive people. So when you get to see the whole thing, is like, man, the Marines are, yeah, they're out there, but guess what? The Army's right there supporting them. The Army guys are right there supporting them. And then, hey, they were getting hit in the air. Okay, then we got the Air Force
The
in the
Air Force
water.
coming.
We got the
Well, I
Navy.
love
Like, we
that.
need
That's a
all
dope.
those supports
That's a
to
cool analogy.
keep going. It's not just a one man army, to get to what it is. I just find solace in my role. I'm okay with being, a frontliner. That's totally fine with me. You know what I mean?
Well, I
And
have fun. I have fun in the front lines. I
yeah,
I I enjoy the front lines. I like being out. That's it. That's a part of what keeps me in it is like understanding. I think what I wanted, like what I'm recognizing too, is like the fact that I'm contributing to this bigger, like me bringing these accounts in contributes to the bigger whole of like keeping keeping all the soldiers going too, right? Because it's like
yeah,
I gotta bring, it's like I'm out there hunting to make sure the tribe could keep eating, you
yeah,
know? And so there's like something about that like that drives me, that like just keeps me in the like in the spirit of like
yeah,
of this. And it's interesting. It's like as I'm talking, I'm like, well, I mean, I could do that in anything else, but like insurance is just so cool, man. There's just so much like there's so many different policies, there's so many different like carriers, there's so many different like ways that every carrier does something. It's
it's a
very
competitive
it's
market,
very
man.
complex.
Yeah, it is.
Guidelines, there's different underwriting guidelines because different carriers have been through different insurance claims, so they changed their guidelines based on the claims that they had.
Yeah,
And,
that was a
and
call yesterday. Somebody, hey, what carriers help somebody who's over 85? I'm like, it's only like two. It's like, oh, but we got,
right,
okay, cool. Like, all right,
right.
you got to call Aetna. Shout out to Aetna. Aetna does up to 85. Mutual of Omaha does final expense up to age 85. It's very few
Wow.
carriers that will appreciate a long living person. I think this Great American that goes up to 90. I don't think any other carriers go past that point. But
Wow.
But it's if you don't know that, you're thinking, oh man, I'm 60, I can't get covered anymore. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah,
Wow, they're carriers to go up to 85. You're telling
yeah,
me.
there's a few
Wow.
that
Yeah,
will,
see, I didn't even know that. So it's like that's cool. Like thinking about like just
yeah.
those, yeah, like even right now, man, like I just learned something, and that's the thing about the industry. It's like just there's always something. There's always something to learn. There's always a way to grow. And I also, I think the fact that I speak Spanish, um, is something. I mean, I don't
Huge.
want to say, oh, because I speak Spanish, I stay in the insurance industry, but I think it's like, how do I word it? Knowing that I could be a resource to people that's like business, bro. There's so many Spanish speaking business owners.
Yeah,
Like there's so many. And to know that I'm a resource to like translate some of these like just some of this insurance jargon into like
yeah,
terms that make sense.
absolutely.
Man, it's rewarding. Like that part is so rewarding.
You know what? I slept on that part a little bit. I mean, I'll say not slept on it, but I sleep on it because like even yesterday, somebody called me and says, "Hey man, I want one of them infinity bankings," and I'm like, and I know it's infinite banking concept, you know what I mean? But the fact that in this broad space of insurance, he has a go-to person that he can identify with. You know what I mean? Culturally and all that, we had the same cloth, and he's like, "Hey, I know this is out there, but I feel more. I'm glad that you are on the front line, and I can talk to you in a way that sounds relatable. You know what I mean to what I'm trying to accomplish." And we put a crazy plan together last night. We were on the phone for about an hour, and I'm sitting there nerding out, like, okay, you have a certain amount of money. You wanted to do this. We can do that, but let's do it better. Let's split it in half. Let's put one half here, and then let's put another plan of action that's going to grow and feed that one automatically. That way, you don't even have to pay a premium out of your pocket. This chunk of money is growing and it's going to pay that premium for you.
Mm,
Your hands free, both pockets of money are growing. He was like, holy smokes. Yeah, I want that plan. I
right,
want that plan. I said that
right.
way you don't even you are legit hands free and you got a machine that's feeding the other machine and they're both gonna double in 5 years. So I was like, when I showed him that, again, it's the beauty of the more you know what I mean? Two different carriers that operate two different ways. I can put them both together, and there you go. You got something that one hand washes the other, and they both grow simultaneously. And so he was like, "Yeah, I called the right person."
Right,
And it's
right,
the
right, right.
evolution because 4 years ago, I didn't know that strategy existed. You know what I
That's
mean? And
real.
that's another reason why I stay in the game because like you like keep learning more. You're like, oh, a new strategy, something else I can do. We can do this too. Oh wow. And so it's like, who else can I help? You know what I mean? Let me try to find some old clients that wanted this, but now they can do it better. Because of
Mm,
the competitive nature of the carriers, they're like, hold on, man. Like, you see it with cell phone companies. Hey,
right,
we're losing people because they got a better camera. All right, all focus goes to the camera next year. All right.
right,
Like, you
right,
know what I mean?
right. Bro, unlimited. Remember, only certain carriers had like unlimited everything.
Yeah,
And they were like, man, we can't. Some companies were like, well, no, let's offer 120 or let's just increase. And they're like, no, like everyone's offering this. You gotta adapt to where you're
yeah.
at. Oh, you're charging this much, we're charging this much. And we gotta adapt. We gotta adapt to that. Insurance companies do the same thing. That's a
Heck,
that's that's a big thing too, man. That keeps me in
huge.
the industry too, because carriers, they just keep like they evolve with the time. Because if they
Yeah.
don't, they're gone.
And as an agent and a broker, I have to evolve with the time too. Like when I first started, I was just doing final expense. I was just helping old people make sure they got enough to make sure that funeral and caskets are covered.
Right.
But if I s- and no, and again, there are people who are crushing it in that realm. Like that's their thing. But I didn't want to be a one trick pony. I said, hold on, wait. you come across other people who also need different services. Like, I want to learn what you need. I want to learn how to help you. You got this issue. I want to learn how to help you. I got to be in this webinar to learn this product. I got to, the carriers always sending this. I got so many emails from carriers, but they are there to train you. This is a webinar Thursday at noon about whatever product. Better chime in
Right.
and learn this product. The more
Right.
you learn, the more you earn. And it's just
Right.
it goes.
Mm.
And so I never wanted to tell somebody I can't help you and give that not only just give that business to somebody else, but it almost I feel like it discredits me as a professional. You know what I mean? It's like, why do I not know that? Like, what's stopping me from knowing that? You know what I
I
mean?
I like that. You know what's interesting, man? Because I like sometimes I have like these reactions to things where I'm like, oof, like man, like that's harsh, you know? Where I'm like, man, like I don't know, like does it discredit you as a professional? I'm like, yeah, no, it does. Like you're right. Because if you're in this industry, be in the industry. Like know
Yeah,
what you're talking about. You know,
yeah,
like know what you're talking about. And someone asks you something like, okay, cool, like you may not know it right then and there, then go learn about it,
yeah.
you know? And
Oh,
that's and that's something where like I believe that's where we connect a lot. And that's why like I mean that's why we're doing this right now is because we're lifelong learners
yeah,
and and we are like we know our industry really well and we want to keep learning about it as well because
yeah,
there's products that like you said new there's old products that become like re that they re-underwrite, right? And
yeah,
so they reopen these products and they're like, oh wait, this was a good product back then, this is back now, let's use this, and so there
yeah,
are ways, there's so many different ways to do things. And if you're not constantly learning, if I'm not constantly learning about my craft, then I'm doing a disservice to everybody that I talk to. Like,
yeah,
I'm basically I'm damn near scamming everyone that I talk to because 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 I really don't care about what I do. I just care about getting paid. And I care about getting paid. I don't want to act like, oh,
yeah.
don't pay me. No, pay me. Like I want
Definitely
to
want to get
like
back.
pay me. Like I'm trying to get paid. And
Looking right at the camera. Pay me.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get paid. And and I'm work I want to keep mastering my craft. I want to keep getting better. I want to keep elevating my craft. I want to keep I want to keep improving,
Yeah.
to say the least.
Yeah.
Um,
And one thing I got to work on about being in this game, and I think this is helping, we're openly talking about this, but um presence. You know what I mean? I definitely need to grow in the area. There is a platform called the internet that it's just the power of your presence, man. Like a web or a presence in that space. I still, even though because I'm in it, I see a lot, but for your average person who just scrolls through social media, the things we do, the knowledge we have, the products we offer rarely even comes across their feed. You know what I
right,
mean? It's the new dance, it's the new recipe, it's the new something, you know what I mean? And I think this is a good, you know, medium for us to be just on YouTube sharing about different products, different access to things that we use that we help people with. I think all that helps. So I think like the freedom that comes into the industry that this industry can provide, I think is amazing. And you do the what kind of freedoms? I like being an independent agent because I can pretty much work with any carrier out there.
yep,
You got a good product, I can learn your product and I could sell your product to people who could benefit from it. So I
yep,
like that part of the game. So I like that freedom of being a non-captive broker. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily about time freedom, but yes, I am able to block out sometimes like, hey, I know this hour, this 2 hours, I got my daughter's volleyball game. I will not be accepting the call during that time. I'm there saying go team go.
Right. Same.
Or
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that flexibility. So I like that time freedom. I love learning. I say I'm forever a student because the moment you say I'm a know-it-all is the moment you close your brain out to learning more, and you will get left behind when new knowledge appears.
Mm,
And then a little bit of arrogancy comes with that too, and that
mm.
doesn't go well.
I never, you
Doesn't
know what
translate
though?
well.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, brother. You can't move past that. That's like very powerful what you just said. And then
Yeah.
like as soon as you say that you're a know-it-all, you close like I mean, because it's like you're letting it's almost like you're speaking to God, being like, I don't need anything, like I know it all. Like,
Ooh, yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's like I never thought about it like that until you said that right now. But it's like, yeah, and I catch myself in moments where like I hear something that I think I know, and I'm like, but I'm like, you know what? I've caught myself be like, you know what? Let me listen. Let me listen. I
Yeah.
might hear something that I don't know. Let me learn from this moment. What is there for me to learn in this moment?
Yeah.
I'm asking myself that question more. Like, what is there for me to learn? All right, what can I learn from this? Like, what is there for me to learn from this?
You know what?
Um,
I think one thing we didn't touch on, we may not say it, but I think there's a part of us that believes in the industry, and therefore we kind of love it. You know what I mean? And the reason why I say that because my last major like real 9 to 5 job that I took, um, the job was literally calling CEOs of construction companies all day, calling them new constructions all throughout Chicago and different states, and going through their gatekeepers or admins and trying to book an interview. And we had a list of questions we had to ask them. And they love talking about their new construction. They love, oh,
of
somebody
course,
cares about what I'm
of
doing.
course.
They do. You're building this, 150-foot story thing and whatever. Like, what was your vision behind it? And then I get to talk to these CEOs and what are some of your biggest challenges that you face? And I almost can safely say almost 100% of every last one of them I talked to had a story. I lost it all. Like I
Mm,
lost it all.
wow.
I was like, I had to sell the sneakers I had to wear. Had to sell the clothes off my back at some point. Like I lost everything, and now they're back. And those stories encouraged me. And I said, and then they all hit a point. They all had a point where there's like I just realized I love what I do. Like I couldn't quit just because I failed.
Right,
Like I
right.
loved what I do. I love building.
Yeah,
I'm an architect. I love building this. Or I'm a this. Or their passion behind it. Like I want to build this because floors 3 through 5 are going to be for affordable housing. I want
yeah,
affordable people to live in this same great area. Da, da, da.
yeah,
Like it just their passion behind what they did. I was like, and it let me know, even though I was out because during that time I was at a rock bottom in business. So I was like, I'm gonna go get a temp job. You know what I mean? But then I realized, oh, I'm spot on. Like I
right. I'm exactly
failed,
where I need
I
to
crashed
be.
and burned,
Uh,
and those stories encouraged me. And so when I talked to a buddy of mine who was a doctor at the time, I was like, dude, man, my business crashed and burned and failed. He was like, and I thought he was going like, his response was, good. What'd you learn? And I was like, I learned I should never shut off marketing again. I learned I should.
yeah,
And
man.
I was like,
Yeah,
yeah. I said,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
it put a fire in me that was like, man, I'm right on. Like you're supposed to make huge mistakes. These are people. I lost a few grand. There are people who lost tens of millions, and they're right back on top of
it's
their game. And I was super encouraged. I said, you love this, don't you? They're like, I do.
it's all
I
relative.
believe in this. I believe in my business. I love it.
I,
Like I love so that's a part of why what keeps us going too. Low key,
well,
I
man,
think
I
it's
think
there.
I personally believe that's a great way. I mean, we're at time. That's a great way to end it. It's just with that story. Um, I agree. It's like I believe in it. I'm still in this because I believe in this.
Yeah,
I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in myself. I believe in my ability. I believe what I've learned. And
yeah,
and so yeah, man, I mean I feel good. I like, follow, subscribe. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, yeah, like, follow,
Keep
subscribe.
watching.
Nate closes off. You
Tune
know.
in. Y'all know what it is. There's insurance for that, y'all. Whatever you're dealing with to some degree, there's insurance for that. And we're here to talk about it. So tune in next week. You already know Thursdays, we're going to be recording and posting the new episode of the week. So tune in. We'll see you next week for There's Insurance for That. Y'all have a great day.
Peace.
Peace.